Today, we are investigating two individuals who will be providing clues to their successful advertising on Amazon to us. Let's bring them in for questioning. Okay, Jackie, let's begin with the questions, shall we?
I was born ready.
So, we observed that you were trying to stabilize or increase brand awareness and market share. What were your targets and metrics when trying to measure business performance?
Detective, our intention was simply to increase our brand awareness, and the metrics we focused on achieving were these four: brand awareness, brand impressions and brand searches, top of search page impression share, and lastly, brand search terms impression share.
Our team monitored your activity and we noticed your advertising structure. You implemented different strategies combining sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored display. Can you tell us more on what you were trying to do?
For sponsored products, we implemented three main targeting strategies using automatic, keyword, and product targeting.
I saw that you ran automatic targeting using fixed bids.
Yes, we use fixed bids with a high bid price to secure enough impressions, as awareness was our goal.
Very good, very honest. Now, what about your manual keyword and manual product targeting campaigns?
In order for us to capture top of search impression share and gain impressions, we combined keyword and product campaigns. We targeted category, brand, and high conversion keywords using all match type for keywords. For product, we refined the category targeting in order to narrow down competitors that we had a competitive advantage over. In both, we use bid modifiers.
So far, so good.
Hey, I'm sharing our trade secrets with you right here.
I can see. As you were trying to increase brand awareness, we see the focus efforts on branded keywords, as well as leveraging all match types such as broad, phrase, and exact to increase impressions, drive traffic, and elevate awareness. So, what did you do with sponsored brands?
For sponsored brands, we were just trying to do the same. All I wanted was to increase my brand awareness and impression share.
So, what tactics did you use? List them all for us.
We set the goal primarily as increasing brand impression share with CPM as our key metric, using three concurrent campaigns. They were Sponsored Brands Product Collection, Sponsored Brands Video, and Sponsored Brands Store Spotlight, where we leverage all three keyword match types: broad, phrase, and exact. I must confess, for Sponsored Brands Video, we used team targeting where we targeted our own branded keywords.
Great that you shared the details so candidly. For sponsored display, please list out all that you did.
I only wanted to increase my brand awareness, so we used two main tactics. First, I used sponsored display to optimize for reach, to expand impression and potential new audiences. Here, the differentiator is that I use a higher bid price and I use a longer look-back period in my remarketing setup. For my second sponsored display campaign, with the goal of optimizing page visits, we wanted to drive subsequent consideration from the above audience that we captured. Here, we used the suggested bids, but targeting strategy would be similar. We targeted categories, in-market audiences, and category lifestyle audiences.
Now I'm going to ask a series of rapid-fire questions and you have to answer immediately.
Bring it on.
So what KPI did you use to measure your brand awareness rank among similar brands?
We track our awareness index on brand metrics.
And how did you track your brand's popularity among consumers?
We use branded search as KPI from sponsored brands.
How did you track how much exposure your brand and products receive on and off the site?
We tracked impressions.
Lastly, how did you track how much of top of search were you capturing?
We paid attention to growing top of search impression share.
Alright, you've passed the test. And that wraps up our questioning of our first suspect who was caught trying to increase his brand awareness. Let's move on to our next suspect. Good morning, Trung. We observed some unusually successful activity in your business in the past few months. Can you explain what drove your advertising on Amazon? What was your motivation?
Detective, I was only trying to drive my brand sales, increase sales conversions, and I wanted to attract new brand customers. Is that so wrong?
Well, let's analyze your actions. We saw that your business took on some critical actions. Can you share what you did? Let's do a deep dive into your sponsored product campaigns first.
So, to focus on driving conversions, I used both automatic and manual targeting. With automatic targeting, I only chose to run close match and loose match types to collect keywords. However, I kept to the Amazon suggested bid and chose a conservative DAO-only bidding strategy with bidding rules in place.
And how does that drive conversion? It looks like you were aiming for traffic and awareness.
From my automatic campaigns, I collect high conversion keywords. I then launch multiple sponsored products manual targeting campaigns with these keywords. As you can see, I targeted and invested in high conversion keywords where I optimized for top of search traffic.
I see. So what do you do product targeting for?
I also made use of sponsored products product targeting to increase my bids with a bid modifier on product pages.
And how about your sponsored brand campaigns? Do you use multiple sponsored brand campaigns?
I chose to run sponsored brands video campaign in my marketing mix, while I opted to increase the number of page visits to drive consideration and ideally conversion. As you can see, I opted to use exact match for most of my highest converting keywords to focus on conversions.
That's amazing! Lastly, how did you structure your sponsored display strategy to optimize for conversion?
We definitely made use of purchase and views remarketing, as well as targeting in our Amazon audiences to capture consumers that were more likely to convert.
I also saw that you made use of cost control. What is that?
We were aiming for conversion. Hence, we made use of the new feature on the Ads Console, which is cost control, to ensure that we were targeting high-quality conversion as the bidding strategy was CPC, cost per click.
And I specifically saw that for views and purchase remarketing, you chose a shorter and longer look-back period. Why did you do that?
Yes, I adjusted my campaign to target a shorter look-back period for views remarketing in order to retarget audiences that have viewed my product and are considering it. However, I adjusted for a longer look-back period for purchase remarketing to adjust for their repurchase period. You can see that for my sponsored display views optimization campaign, I am targeting branded search customers, new to brand customers, and focus on remarketing to people who have viewed my products. Meanwhile, my second sponsored display campaign focused on conversions, where I placed a higher bid, targeting high converting ASINs and new to brand ASINs.
Finally, let's dive in on the results that we've tracked. Firstly, how did you track your brand sales rank among similar brands?
We tracked brand metrics on these metrics: purchase index, number of times added to shopping cart, and customer conversion rate, where we can see our percentile benchmarked against our peers.
So what brand conversion metrics did you track other than sales?
We tracked new to brand sales, conversions across sponsored product, sponsored brand, sponsored display, and also how effective our brand sales are based on click-through rates, conversion rates, and ROAS metrics.
Looks like we have everything answered. Thank you for your kind assistance in providing us with information on your brand conversion activities. But investigations will continue and we might bring you in for further questioning.
Anytime, Detective, always happy to assist.
Do stay with us for part 2 of this series as we bring in more Amazon Ads solutions covering brand ROAS and ACOS in the future. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed the Amazon Ads conversion series. See you next time!